Once the OAP funding is approved, now most parents are looking for the right types of service providers. What should parents be looking for?
While waiting for OAP funding, it is important for parents to begin the process of identifying the service provider that's a good fit for their child. Families generally fall into two groups. Some children may have already been receiving services that were paid out of pocket, while others may be accessing services for the very first time. For the families new to the services, this stage can feel very overwhelming. But starting early allows you the time to research, ask questions, and feel confident in your choices before funding arrives. And for the continuing services, this is also a good opportunity to reassess your child's goals and ensure the provider you're working with aligns with your long-term plan. So the things that you should be looking for, so start with the service plan through Access OAP. You should know exactly how much funding your child is approved for. What is the start date of the service that you can actually get, and what is the end date? These information are really important. So get connected with your core clinical service navigator who will guide you through this process. Also, they will provide you with a list of service providers who are approved to be able to provide services. So it's really important for you to research these providers because you're getting information from Access OAP, but now it's your job to go interview these providers where you're asking a lot of questions. Check provider credentials and experience. See who's a supervisor, how long they've been in the field for. Again, check their competency. You might have a child who might be 7 years old versus you might have a child who might be 14 years old. Everybody have different expertise, different competence levels. You want to make sure the type of goals that you have for your child in the age group, that the service provider does have competency and experience in that. Another one that you should be looking at asking about from the service provider is they have wait lists or what their availability looks like. When can you start services? Because you don't want your child waiting on the wait list for the service provider now when you have the funding for another year or 2 years. Request an intake consultation meeting. A lot of good service providers would provide you with, at no cost, initial assessments or initial consultation where you can go and ask questions in detail, look at their programs, get the tour of their facility if you're looking for center-based programming. If you're looking for in-home services, make sure you ask if they can provide you with references from other parents they might have worked with. Also, it's really important for you to sit down with the service provider and look at the breakdown of the fees. Are there any, other than the core clinical services that you'll be getting, are there any other type of fees that are involved? Because you want to make sure that the funding that you're allotted with, you're able to use that funding to the right type of core clinical services and that match, and you don't go over budget, because you have to understand if you do go over budget, you'll be paying that out of pocket as well. I do tell parents, trust your instincts when you do interview the providers, and choose a provider that feels like it's a good fit, but also base it on your clinical judgment as well, where you know that I've seen, yes, they have a good process in place. I've interviewed them. It sounded all the things actually fit in place. So again, go with your instinct and look for a provider that feels like a good fit for your child.